Imagine a life where you wake up every morning with purpose, where your heart is at peace, and where happiness isn't just a fleeting moment, but a lasting feeling that guides you through every challenge. In today's fast-paced world, we're all searching for something deeper, something that resonates with our soul. What if the answer you've been looking for has been right in front of you all along? Today, we're about to explore why Islam is not only the fastest-growing religion in the West, but also a transformative path that brings true happiness, purpose, and peace of mind. Stay with me. Here's something powerful to consider. Islam is not just growing globally, it's growing right here in the West, and faster than any other religion. This isn't just a statistic, it's a movement, it's a shift, and it's one that speaks deeply to millions of hearts looking for clarity, discipline, and something more meaningful in life. In the United States alone, studies show that Islam is the fastest growing major religion. More and more people just like you, are searching for something deeper than the 9-to-5 grind, deeper than weekend escapes and surface-level satisfaction. They're tired of chasing happiness in all the wrong places. And instead, they're turning inward. They're turning toward a way of life that brings peace to the soul and purpose to each day. Right now, someone in your city, your neighborhood, maybe even someone you know, is finding joy, healing, and direction through Islam. Not because they were pressured, not because they were born into it, but because they discovered something powerful, a connection to God that brings structure, calm, and happiness that doesn't fade when the world gets loud. Now, I want you to take a breath, refocus, let's reset. Ask yourself, what am I chasing? Is it success, peace, happiness that lasts longer than a paycheck or a weekend off? Because that's the kind of happiness we're talking about, the kind that comes from aligning your life with something higher, something real. Islam is resonating because it's offering just that, a path that's not about perfection, but about progress, a path that speaks to the heart, challenges the mind, and uplifts the soul. And as more people realize that, this movement continues to grow, not just in numbers, but in purpose. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on something deeply powerful. The majority of Islam's growth in the West is not through birth. It's through choice. That's right, thousands of people in the US are embracing Islam, not because they were raised in it, but because they studied it, questioned it, and found something worth holding on to. In the United States, over 20% of Muslim converts are African American, and the number of Latino and white converts continues to rise. These are intelligent, thoughtful people from all walks of life, entrepreneurs, teachers, artists, engineers, who are making a life-changing decision. Why? Because they're looking for peace, for purpose, for a way of life that aligns with their values and fills the void that money, status, or distractions never could. Conversion isn't an emotional impulse. It's a journey, a conscious, often deeply personal decision. People dig through the noise, challenge stereotypes, and look past the headlines. And when they do, they discover something profoundly beautiful, a faith rooted in clarity, balance, and inner strength. Let's check in for a second. Are you still chasing happiness? Still searching for something that actually lasts? This is what's making Islam stand out in a time when so many feel lost. It's not just about belief. It's about transformation, about becoming better, becoming whole, about waking up each day with a clear purpose and a calm heart. When someone chooses a new faith, especially one that's often misunderstood, it speaks volumes about what they've found. It says, I've seen the world, and this is what brings me peace. And when peace becomes your foundation, happiness is no longer temporary, it becomes your way of life. Let's get real for a second. In today's world, people are waking up. They're asking deeper questions. They're searching not just for success, but for truth, for clarity, for a life that actually feels right. And more of those seekers are being drawn to Islam. Why? Because Islam offers what so many are missing: spiritual depth, discipline, and a personal connection with God that isn't wrapped in confusion or contradiction. It's direct, it's pure, it's powerful. People are choosing Islam because they're tired of surface-level living. They want meaning, they want to be grounded, they want peace. And not just the kind that lasts a weekend, but peace that anchors the soul for life. Islam speaks to the heart and the mind. It calls you to think, to reflect, to ask, why am I here? Who created me? And what does it all mean? And when people start exploring Islam seriously, they often find something they didn't expect. Answers that make sense, a path that brings comfort, strength, and direction. Let's reset for a moment, take a breath, ask yourself, am I just surviving, or am I truly living with purpose? Because here's the truth. Happiness isn't found in the next promotion, the next gadget, or the next vacation. It's found in peace, in direction, in knowing your soul is in harmony with the one who created it. Islam gives people that. It gives them a reason to wake up grateful, a way to live with discipline, compassion, and dignity. It replaces chaos with calm and confusion with conviction. So when people go looking for truth and they find Islam, it's not just a discovery, it's a return to purpose, a return to peace. Let's take a moment and talk about something that affects all of us: media influence. From the moment we wake up, our minds are being shaped by headlines, sound bites, and images. And when it comes to Islam, the picture that's often painted is one of fear, conflict, and confusion. But here's the surprising truth. People in the West are still choosing Islam by the thousands. Why? Because when people look beyond the noise, beyond the political spin, and beyond the stereotypes, they find something powerful. They find a faith that's not about division, but about unity, not about hate, but about peace, not about restriction, but about purpose.
People are tired of being misled. They're tired of chasing happiness through things that leave them empty. And when they start learning about Islam for themselves, reading the Quran, watching real Muslim lives, having honest conversations, they discover a message of clarity, strength, and spiritual grounding. Now, let's pause, take a breath. Let's reset. Ask yourself, am I living by what I've been told or what I've truly explored for myself? Because wisdom doesn't follow crowds. Wisdom follows truth, even when it's unpopular. What's happening now is remarkable. Despite decades of negative press, Islam is being embraced more than ever. Why? Because truth doesn't need marketing. When someone truly wants peace, when they crave direction, when they hunger for a life filled with meaning, Islam answers that call. It teaches self-discipline, gratitude, compassion, and unwavering belief in one God. It brings stillness to restless hearts, and it gives people a lifestyle that's rooted in values, clarity, and joy that doesn't depend on the outside world. This isn't about what the media says. This is about what people are discovering for themselves and how it's transforming their lives. Let's talk about something every wise and awakened heart is drawn to: justice, equality, and dignity. These aren't just words. They're deep human needs. And when life feels unfair or unbalanced, when the world seems too loud or too divided, our souls naturally seek something better. That's exactly why so many are turning to Islam. At its core, Islam teaches that every human being is equal before God, no matter their race, background, income, or past. It promotes a world where the powerful are held accountable, where the poor are honored, and where character means more than class. In a time where so many feel unseen, unheard, or undervalued, Islam says, you matter. You were created for a purpose. You are not invisible. That message hits home, especially in communities that have felt the sting of injustice and inequality for generations. Islam doesn't just acknowledge that pain, It offers a path toward healing, strength, and spiritual power. Now let's reset for a moment. Take a breath and ask yourself, what kind of world do I want to be part of? What kind of life do I want to live? If the answer is a life of meaning, integrity, and joy, rooted in truth, then this is the moment to pay attention. Islam uplifts the soul and calls for a society where compassion, fairness, and mercy are not optional, they're required. It doesn't look away from suffering, it calls you to respond to it. And in doing so, it gives people the tools not only to survive, but to rise, to walk with purpose, to live with peace. But those who've been searching for real happiness, for justice, that starts from the inside out, Islam is proving to be a life-changing answer. Let's talk about a place most people don't want to think about, prison. A place where hope is often scarce, where freedom is stripped away, and where men and women are left to face themselves, sometimes for the first time in their lives. And yet, in that very place, something extraordinary is happening. Islam is growing, and fast. In prison yards across the US, Islam is becoming a source of light in the darkest of places. It's not just about religion, it's about redemption, discipline, purpose, and inner peace. In a space where every choice is magnified and every emotion is raw, Islam offers more than just belief. It offers transformation. For many inmates, Islam is the first time they've been told they are not their past, that they are capable of change, of growth, and of becoming someone better. It teaches them self-control, brotherhood, spiritual responsibility, and dignity. It gives them something that can't be taken away, no matter how high the walls or how long the sentence. Let's reset for a second, take a breath. Ask yourself, if faith can rebuild someone in the harshest place on earth, what could it do in your life? This isn't just about incarceration, it's about the human spirit. It's about men and women who were forgotten by the world, yet found meaning, structure, and peace through Islam. And that says something powerful, not just about them, but about the faith itself. Islam is not only surviving in places built to break people, it's thriving. And it's giving people the strength to change, to grow, and to live with hope, even in the face of hardship. That's not just religion. That's a roadmap to happiness, no matter where you start. In a world that never stops moving, where we're constantly pulled in 1,000 directions, emails, bills, deadlines, decisions, it's easy to feel like life is slipping through your fingers. Chaos becomes normal, anxiety becomes familiar, but it doesn't have to stay that way. This is where Islam offers something incredibly powerful, a lifestyle built on discipline, routine, and inner peace. Islam is not just a set of beliefs, it's a way of life. And at the heart of it is structure. 5 daily prayers, scheduled at specific times, create moments of calm throughout the day. Fasting in Ramadan builds willpower and empathy. Charity keeps your heart soft. These aren't rituals to control you. They're rhythms to free you from the noise. People who are drawn to Islam often say the same thing. For the first time, I feel balanced, grounded, focused. That's what discipline does. It brings freedom from distraction, from addiction, from chasing things that don't last. Let's pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself honestly, is my life running me, or am I running my life? Because here's the truth, happiness doesn't come from more stuff, more likes, or more money. It comes from peace of mind, from knowing who you are, why you're here, and how to live with intention every single day. Islam gives you that foundation. It's not about being perfect. It's about progress, about showing up again and again with sincerity and purpose. When you bring discipline into your life, not punishment, but purpose, you start to feel stronger, calmer, more in control. Islam provides that discipline in a way that speaks to both the heart and the mind. And in that structure, people are finding something priceless, a life that finally feels right. There's something deeply powerful about knowing who you are, where you come from, what you stand for, and where you're going. But for many people in the US, especially in communities of color, that sense of identity has been stripped away by centuries of oppression, cultural erasure, and systemic injustice. And in the middle of that struggle, thousands are finding something unexpected and life-changing: Islam. Islam isn't just a religion, it's a reconnection, a return to dignity, to pride, to spiritual clarity. For many African Americans and other marginalized groups, Islam has become a way to reclaim their identity with strength and purpose. It teaches that your worth isn't defined by your status, your skin, or your past, but by your character, your devotion to God, and your service to others. Islam doesn't ask you to become someone else. It reminds you of who you've always been: noble, strong, intentional, and created by design. That message heals. That message empowers. Let's take a moment, reset. Ask yourself, have I truly claimed the life I was meant to live? Or have I been living the life others chose for me? For those who have felt unseen or unheard, Islam offers a voice. It offers a path that says, you belong, you are enough, you have purpose. It restores what society tries to erase: spiritual confidence, cultural pride, and unshakable self-worth. When people embrace Islam, they're not running away from their identity. They're stepping into it with more clarity than ever before. They're discovering happiness not in what they have, but in who they've become. Islam brings that level of awakening, and for many, it's the first time life truly feels whole, rooted, and rich with meaning. In a world where values feel like they're constantly shifting, many people are quietly craving something deeper: stability, clarity, and strong moral grounding. They want homes filled with love and respect, not noise and chaos. They want to raise children who are kind, confident, and spiritually grounded. They want to live with integrity, not confusion. And this is exactly why Islam is touching the hearts of so many people across the US. Islam places a powerful emphasis on family, responsibility, and moral clarity. It teaches respect between spouses, compassion for parents, love and care for children, and a shared commitment to values that uplift, not tear down. In a culture where relationships are often disposable and family ties can feel weak, Islam offers a model that is both timeless and deeply nurturing. It doesn't just teach right and wrong, it teaches why they matter. Islam's moral code isn't based on trends or opinions. It's built on wisdom, compassion, and accountability. And for people searching for happiness that lasts, that kind of structure becomes a source of peace, not pressure. Let's stop for a moment. Reset. Ask yourself, what are the values I want my life and my family to be built on? Because here's what many are realizing: real joy isn't found in chaos. It's found in consistency, love, and purpose. Islam offers that. It gives families a shared foundation. It builds homes on respect, not ego. And it encourages individuals to live with kindness, humility, and strength, even when the world around them feels unstable. In this search for a life of meaning, Islam is showing up as a quiet, yet powerful guide, reconnecting people with their values and leading them to a life that finally feels right. In a world that often seems to thrive on stress, uncertainty, and constant pressure, it's no wonder that so many people are searching for peace. Real peace, not the fleeting kind that comes from a vacation or a new gadget. What if I told you that peace is available to you every single day? That's exactly what Islam offers: a profound sense of peace that comes from surrendering to a higher purpose, from living in alignment with your values, and from nurturing a relationship with the divine. Islam isn't just a religion, it's a comprehensive system that guides you towards peace of mind in every aspect of your life. From the daily prayers that provide moments of reflection and calm to the fasting that teaches you self-control and mindfulness, Islam offers practices that help center the heart and clear the mind. It's a reminder that happiness doesn't come from external achievements alone, but from internal balance and connection. Take a moment, reset your thoughts, ask yourself, am I living for fleeting success, or am I seeking true peace that lasts beyond tomorrow? True happiness is found in knowing that your life has purpose, that your actions align with your values, and that you are connected to something greater than yourself. Islam offers a clear path to that peace, showing you that every challenge, every struggle can become a source of spiritual growth and tranquility. It teaches that peace isn't something you chase, it's something you cultivate within yourself through faith, discipline, and gratitude. For those who are weary of the constant noise and pressure of modern life, Islam offers a refuge, a way to restore inner calm, rediscover joy, and experience happiness that transcends external circumstances. When you have peace within, everything else falls into place, and that is a happiness that cannot be taken away. Islam's rapid growth in the West is not just a statistic. It's a profound reflection of a society seeking truth, peace, and a deeper sense of purpose. People are choosing Islam because it offers real answers to the questions we all ask: who am I? Why am I here? And how can I live a life of true happiness? Through discipline, equality, justice, and unwavering faith, Islam brings not just spiritual clarity, but a life grounded in peace, fulfillment, and joy. Thank you for taking the time to engage in this conversation. I wish you all the best on your journey toward wisdom and happiness.